Hi, my name is Travis. I would like to do a review of a Summit tree stand cart. Just got this tree stand cart last year at the end of the season. Was able to use it the last day of the season and had some issues with it. So we've made some adjustments and some things that Summit should really take a look at. As you can see, it's got the nice high wheels on. That's kind of was the one thing I liked about the car. Or the cart, rather. Show you what I did. I've got a couple extra pins just clipped to the rail there. But in my hand I had the original bolt and wing nut. They were in there like that. I just got one of these pins with the loop on it. It's much faster when I get into the woods and I want to take the cart apart. I just pull the pin out, one on each side. Cart folds up like that, right like that. And you don't have time. Hands are cold out in the woods. You don't want to take a wing nut off a bolt. That's then you lay it down in the leaves and can't find your wing nuts and whatever. You guys know the drill. You guys are all hunters. Take a look at the axle. I made some modifications to the axle as well. Summit would do well to take a look at this. There used to be a nylon spacer in here. Well, the first trip out, something happened to the safety pin. It caught in a stick, or the cotter pin that was in there. It caught in a stick or whatever, and pulled itself out. You know, we walk 3 miles to our hunt. A mile into it, I had a wheel come off. Well, the nylon spacer came off as well. It was in the dark. I didn't realize that I lost the pin. So everything goes spinning off, and fought it the rest of the way. I was really upset. So when I got home, I was looking at this. How can I do this differently? So what I did, I just went to the hardware store, got a nut. You could also use the spacer, but I lost it. So anyway, they welded the nut to the frame. Also welded the axle to the frame. We don't need any loose parts out in the woods. It's just one more thing to lose. So the nut's welded to the frame, the axle's welded to the frame. Really, then all the nut is a spacer against the wheel. And then the pin on the outside, I got these heavy-duty safety pin, and put a washer in there. That pin should not be coming out now. Before it had just a regular cotter pin in. The other thing I did, and I only noticed this, so it was the last day of the season, we were hauling out our tree stands. This bottom hole is the original hole for where that bar connected. That bar right there. And what happened is, there, that would be if it was at the original hole. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but the bar is actually below the wheel. So we had tree stands laying across this bar that would hit the tire every time it was going around. So what I did is just drilled the hole about an inch and a quarter higher up on the frame, so that it raised the bar. Now I'll just hold it there for time purposes, but you can see it's a good inch above the tire now. Anything that hangs out over the edge is not going to hit the tire. That should make things a lot more simple. Overall, it's a very nice tree stand, or cart, but those are a couple modifications. That for 140 bucks or 25 bucks or whatever it was, I don't remember. But should be made, and Summit Engineering ought to take a look at that. It's just not conducive to hunters that were in the field. I know you guys say you test all your stuff out, but that wasn't very well designed in my opinion. So just a couple modifications. What I like about the cart, the big wheels and the handle. Your weight is all centered on the cart. And just, I would think, haven't hauled any deer out with it yet, but should carry a deer out very nicely. I have seen some carts, and this would be a brilliant idea, that have had a on the end of the axle, they have a pin that you can just pull out and it actually stays attached to the axle. And then when you have the wheel on, you can turn it sideways so it keeps the wheel on. And then you just, it's almost spring loaded, you just pull it and turn it vertically, and then you can pull the wheel off. That way there's no loose parts, no washers, no safety pin, no whatever. This will work fine for now and for me, but I'm going to keep an extra couple pins in my backpack. But if they could somehow make this attachment all of one piece to the axle, that would be a brilliant idea as well. But I realize that would make it perfect. So there you go. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you for watching.